Alright guys, just want to mention, it's not a total loss with this piece of wood, even though it's very hard and difficult to get through, and of course a knife is too small for the job. You still have a razor sharp convex edge on this, and even with all the use and abuse, it still is very sharp. Wherever it's not dented in, you know, and rolled over, it is still sharp and is still very usable. You can use this and just do some quick little chop cuts like this to peel off some of the small stuff for your fire starting. Very easy to do. I mean, there's literally no effort. I'm using 2 fingers here and just doing a quick little wrist flick. All right, because it is still razor sharp in many areas. Coming this way, you still get a lot of this little stuff for your fire making, which is fine. Or, and you can see it all on the ground here, or if you wanted to, even with a shorter blade, you could brace this up against yourself and or, you know, against your knee, and use your offhand on the spine of the blade and do your, you know, slow draw cuts. It's not necessarily recommended with a smaller knife like this. It's harder to have the control that you need, but theoretically you could do that and get nice long slender cuts on this. All right, again, for fire starting stuff like this. All right, long, skinny, small pieces. It's got to have a lot of surface area, so it's great for starting your fires. So like I said, not a complete loss on this piece of wood, still very usable. Just not for the larger stuff, at least in this setup with this knife. So you can see all these little wood chips and stuff. It's gonna be fantastic for your fire making. Anyway, just a little update for you and a reminder as well. Today is really cold and windy and just crappy out, kind of wet, damp. I'm not out here necessarily to fine-tune my personal skills out in the woods and, you know, camping type stuff, but I'm more or less testing this knife. But I do want to take the time for a moment and remind you guys to go out there and test all of your skills, whether it's fire making or shelter building, whatever. If you're into that kind of stuff, do it when it's crappy out. You know, do it in the middle of winter when it's 6 degrees out and cold and windy, or in sleet and rain. That's the time to really see, you know, and test yourself to see if you're good at what you think you're good at. Because we're all guilty of it, myself included. You go out and you do your fire making, all that kind of crap. I specifically like fire making, as opposed to all the other spectrums of living and surviving. The fire making thing is the most interesting to me. I love all the different ways to make fire, the friction fires and stuff like that, flint and fire. But anyway, I'm guilty of testing that on beautiful, sunny, warm days, you know, out in shorts and t-shirt in my backyard. But that's not necessarily what you have to do. You got to go out there and go into unfamiliar territory, of course safely. Don't just walk out in the middle of the woods and get lost. But go into territory you're not familiar with. Go in crappy conditions where you're cold and wet and it's windy. Things are going to be uncomfortable for you, because that's when you're really going to know whether your skills are good or not. Everyone's skills are awesome in their backyard on a nice summer day. So just something to think about. That's all. Just going to continue testing this guy, and then I'm going to get you a review eventually. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care.